everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Style and Glam Runway TV. I am Jamise Patterson. Now, with the pandemic hitting the fashion and beauty industry pretty hard, I wonder how those behind the fashion shows and the photo shoots are navigating through this new normal. So today, I'm talking to two directors of some of the hottest fashion weeks we have around. My first guest is the founder and creative director, executive producer, and editor-in-chief of Haute Ohio Magazine, Ohio Fashion Week, and yes, she have her own couture line, RJ Luna Haute Clothier, Jackie Bertolette. How are you doing, Jackie?
Hi, I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, my second guest, you may have seen him around town. He is the executive director of Pittsburgh Fashion Week and Pittsburgh Fashion Summit, and recently launched Pittsburgh Fashion Alliance. Please help me welcome John Valentine. Hi, John. How are you?
Hello, Jamise. Thank you for having me tonight, and thank you, Jackie, for letting me be a part of all this.
Oh, thank you.
Like I said, we are just being hit so hard within the fashion and the beauty industry. And as you all are in the forefront of fashion and beauty, within Pittsburgh and Ohio, how are you guys dealing with this?
The way we do just about everything. We did have to cancel our Ohio Fashion Week this year for 2020 because Ohio restrictions were really tight. Plus, I didn't want to put anyone in harm's way.
Right, understandable.
Yeah, so we did cancel it, and we did not do a virtual because we just weren't prepared, that's all. Otherwise, we would have as well. But as far as photo shoots, I continued to shoot all the way through the pandemic. Even we had lockdowns. I'm not sure if your state did, but I shot through the lockdowns. And it actually was an incredible issue, but I only shot with my models that I managed. So I didn't like open it up to the public. It was a very kind of insider kind of thing. Yeah. And it still pretty much is, although I have let a few others in recently in the last few issues, but they're highly, highly protocol. I mean, I take temperatures, everybody's in masks, social distancing, one to get their hair and makeup done at a time, so it's completely different than any way I've ever done them in the past, so.
Yeah, and like I said, the pandemic has really made us think about, being, cautious in how we maneuver, and not even, we take things for granted when we go through the photo shoots and the fashion shows. We don't think of protocol and making sure everyone is being safe, so it really has made us look at it a little bit closer. What do you think, John?
Well, the same thing that Jackie had said, but we went in a little bit of a different direction. We decided that just, obviously COVID-19 is a tragedy, but we said, let's take this as an opportunity. Let's try to be creative, and let's try to do something different. So we made the decision that we weren't going to do a runway show, and we went with a whole new experience for us. We went digital. But we also added things. We added dance videos. We added musical performances. And one of the things we added was a film festival. And, it was amazing. We started so late that we didn't think we could do anything but short films. So we said, if we'll get 4 or 5 submittals, we'll put one on per night. We wound up getting 45 submittals.
Yeah.
And now for 2021, it's going to be a standalone event.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yeah, and well, we got submittals from New York, California, St. Louis, Baltimore. I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, we got one from Italy. So, so we think that this could be something that could be a vehicle to separate Pittsburgh from other smaller cities and become a leader in fashion.
Jackie, are you looking into taking your brand digital as well?
We are. It's a different situation for us than most or typical fashion weeks, if you will. We actually are a collective of events all over the state.
Oh,
So I actually, and Hood, Ohio only produces the Black Tie Affair. So the finale show. So for us, that would be what we would be in charge of. All the other shows are other producers who just
okay.
submit to us to be part of our brand. And then we collectively market. So, so the smaller towns can have, you know, like Akron has a fashion week, Micah Stevens, and, you know, Toledo has one. So we all work together as Ohio Fashion Week. So going digital for Fashion Week for us would be a completely different animal than possibly for Pittsburgh, because you guys seem to be in control of all of those events. We're only in control of the one that we produce. However, we are looking into going digital if we need to. We are already planning 2021, not expecting to go digital, but we do have kind of a, you know, what if scenario.
Right. A plan B.
Yeah, plan B.
Yeah.
So we are hoping that by September, which is when our fashion week is that everything will be okay and we'll be able to safely. Yeah. And the other issue for us was not just safety, but financially, to be able to cover the costs, you know, and only have half the audience according to what we could do, you know, with the state rules. We just wouldn't even cover the cost of the venue, let alone made any kind of a revenue out of it.
Right.
So hopefully this year, or 2021, I should say, will be a year that we can all get back together and enjoy fashion and see everybody's really awesome outfits together and walk the runway and the red carpet.
You know,
I know. We all love a red carpet moment.
I know, we love the red carpet. I miss it so much.
Jackie brings up a really good point. You know, we need to have a runway show this year because we didn't have one last year. And like Ohio Fashion Week, our Fashion Week is in September. And our hope is that, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel and people are vaccinated. But we are planning a parallel plan. And that is, and you know, Jackie brings up a great point about financial. And, you know, when you do a parallel plan, it's twice as much work, twice as much for pay your staff. And we're creating a parallel plan that we hope could be something we could utilize if there's still a pandemic, unfortunately, like it is now, where you know it's really bad out there. We'll go all digital again. But if it's a situation where maybe you have a hybrid, we're trying to do this plan that you can go a couple different ways. It could be all digital, or it could be digital and in person. But whether there's a virus that's still spreading or still around or not, I think that we're leaning to go in the direction of some part of all the future shows will have a digital component to it. And that's the way we're planning. So, you know, in these crazy times, that can change, but that's the plan as of right now.
Mm-hmm. I do actually like the hybrid. That makes sense to have the hybrid. And even like I said, post-pandemic, we were already moving into the digital era. How many millennials are coming to these fashion shows, right? So, you know, just going into the virtual realm of everything just makes sense. It seemed like a natural progression for Fashion Week, for all the fashion weeks. Mm-hmm. So now you mentioned, Jackie, something about the Fashion Gala. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, the runway is called, or the finale show for our Fashion Week is on September 18th next year. And it is called the Upper Echelon Runway. It is the finale show to our Ohio Fashion Week, and that is the one that I and Hood Ohio Magazine produce. So it is the one that has all the local celebrities. We have a celebrity walk, and we usually walk between 15 and 25 celebrities. And they're all from young children on up. This year I'm hoping, or next year, I keep saying this year, next year, I'm hoping actually.
Few more weeks.
I know, right? I'm hoping actually to work with a local pet rescue, because we do have a pet designer as well. So I'm hoping to have animals on our runway. See if the venue will allow it, but you know, we're hoping. So yeah, so it's a black tie affair. Everybody gets all dressed up, and it's just like an amazing event for just anybody to come out and be a fashionista for the night. You know, we have interviews on the red carpet, and we have, you know, the step and repeats and celebrities who come out and meet everybody and meet and greets. And it's really exciting. Yeah, the VIP tickets are pretty cool, actually. You get a lot for them.
Like I said, I mean, I live for a red carpet moment, a black tie, and a fabulous gown. I love it. I can't wait. I'm hoping, you know, like you guys said, that you know, after the vaccines, you know, this is hopefully something behind us. So looking forward to those events. I know really can do, you know, wonders for someone just, you know, want to getting out and enjoying themselves. So
That's one of the things that's been probably the hardest thing for me with the pandemic and all
yeah,
of the restrictions and doing the photo shoots,
yeah,
because I'm about networking. I usually have all the models together, all the designers together. Everybody comes together for one whole day of a photo shoot, and everybody gets to meet each other and network and share information. And it's really, that's part of what is my mission, along with inclusion. It's networking and sharing connections, so we all have a fair chance at a real launch.
yeah. So Jackie, well, as I mentioned, you have a magazine, Holt Ohio Magazine. So talk a little bit about some things maybe upcoming in your magazine.
Upcoming, we have our winter issue coming out December 22nd, and that's going to feature some designers from Madagascar. We
Oh,
focus on
nice.
the Midwest, but we don't limit to the Midwest. So we've got a Madagascar designer in this one. In spring, we have a South African designer coming in.
Wow.
So we have a lot of worldwide attention on our little old magazine in Cleveland, Ohio. It's really exciting what it brings together. I have columnists who contribute from all over the United States. It's really exciting, and it's all due to networking. You know, some people I already knew, and some people they introduced me to, and it's just, you know, I can support and provide the opportunities that other people are looking for. And, you know, that's what I want to do, is give them the safest possible path into this industry.
Oh, that's wonderful. I absolutely love that. That's wonderful. So now, is it quarterly? Does it come out on like a specific time period for your magazine? How
Mhm.
would someone be able to acquire a magazine if they want to?
Mhm. It is a quarterly magazine, and it comes out with the fashion seasons, spring, fall, you know, summer, winter. And it's online. You can order it as a print and ship directly to your door, but it's mainly a digital download. And you can get all that information through our website, hotohio.com.
And we'll also make sure that we have it on our website, you know, because it is a fabulous magazine. I go on the digital magazine quite often, and there's a lot of great things that I think people will be interested in.
We also we have the actual issue that comes out, and then we do a companion issue with every issue that is more like a picture book than with all the words and articles. And it focuses on a specific non-traditional group of models, just to highlight them and bring beauty to them.
Oh, I love that. I love you know, just doing great things in Pittsburgh and Ohio. I'm excited. I'm excited for 2021. Just all the new all the new ventures that you know, we have coming up. I'm excited. So, John, we had talked about your Pittsburgh Fashion Alliance. Now, I've heard a little bit about it, but you got to give us more details on what exactly is it.
But the community was kind of someone here, someone there, but not all together. So we created Pittsburgh Fashion Alliance, and it was amazing because we launched it and we said, well, we have a goal of, you know, 500 the first year. In 2 months' time, we were at 625.
Yeah, wonderful.
And we thought we were going to struggle to get to 500 in 12 months. And we hit 625 in 2. And then what happened was, unfortunately, COVID-19. And we're probably we're still under 700. I don't know the exact number. So, you know, we still now believe that once COVID is over, that we'll get to 1,000 members very easily.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know, what we do is once again, we share information, we promote each other, we offer advice, we have scholarships, we have business school scholarships at Point Park University. We offer scholarships to sewing classes. There's so many things that we offer. We're going to be unveiling a website soon that is going to be interactive, where you can purchase merchandise from boutiques and designers.
Wonderful.
So the alliance is really to promote designers, models, boutiques, salons, jewelry, but also to give educational tools. And bottom line is, we want people to understand that you don't have to leave Pittsburgh to have a career in fashion, that we can provide everything right here. And hopefully, once again, that'll have people look at the fashion as a fashion career and say, you know what, I can do this at an affordable price. Think about it. If you wanted to do this and we weren't around, you may have to move to New York. You're going to pay a lot more money. You're going to pay a lot more money to live. So we're trying to establish everything you need right at your fingertips. And our overall mission, and we partner with the mayor, and he's been wonderful. He's so supportive, is to, create a national fashion city in Pittsburgh.
Wonderful.
So you take someone like Jackie, or someone that's in Hope, Ohio, and there is a really good fashion school in Hope, Ohio, in Kent State. Well, not in Hope, in Ohio. I'm sorry.
In Kent, right?
But we also kind of feel that as the world gets smaller, as technology changes, and as high-speed rail changes, and there's a lot of things that are in the plans with that. Someone from Ohio can easily drive or take a train to Pittsburgh and do the same things at a fraction of the cost that they would in LA or New York. So we've been working on, we have a lot of announcements coming up, but we're probably 6 months away from making some of them.
Yeah.
I can tell you and your listeners, but then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. So I have to stay. But we're excited. We really, even in time of COVID, we're pleasantly surprised at at what we've been able to accomplish already with the Fashion Alliance.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you all are going to be providing this educational opportunities.
By the way, we've already awarded scholarships. That's in service as we speak.
I'm excited to hear that. What was a couple of years back, we did have a fashion school that had to, unfortunately, they closed their doors. So it is nice that you guys are picking that up and continuing the education of those in fashion. So I'm excited to hear that. And I'm sad that you can't give us more information, but we'll have to wait 6 months, right? In about 6 months?
Approximately. I mean, I don't want to make a commitment that I'm hoping that it'll be sooner.
Okay.
I think what will happen, Jamise, is because there's multiple announcements, you're going to get some that maybe as soon as 60 days, and then some that may be a little bit longer because of the due diligence that we have to do.
Right.
So it won't be like where in 6 months' time we have a press conference and we announce all of them. It'll be as everything gets done, as the checklist gets done,
right,
and it's the right time, we'll make announcements.
I was joking, but you will probably have a few people knocking at your door. Just get ready, Joe, and I'm sure you're going to have a few people knocking at your door.
I just won't answer. No. Yeah,
okay, guys, you heard it here. He will announce it when, and he got to do his due diligence. He will announce it when everything is a go, right, John?
Definitely. I'll tell you what, Jamise, here's my commitment. I'll announce it on your show. How's that?
I love that. Okay, now you guys heard that. You heard that. You heard that, Jackie, right?
I heard that. I know the philosophy that you do not have to move to New York is exactly why I launched the magazine. Back when I was 20 and still modeling myself, there was very little opportunity here, and you had to go to New York if you wanted that to be a career. And I was too afraid to go by myself, so I never went. And, 30 years later, here I am providing that for the younger generation who might be interested in trying it. Also giving them a safe path. That's a big thing to me too. I'm really into making sure that, especially the younger models, they get introduced to people who are safe along the way, the safest possible way, the most legitimate that we can introduce them to. So
discussing a little bit about your calendar. I don't want to give too much. I'm gonna let you talk about it.
Yes, we just launched our first calendars, and they're for 2021, and we have 3 of them. We had so many, like you said, we put out a call expecting maybe, a handful of people would respond. And we were deluged with people who wanted to be models of the month in a calendar. So it was wonderful. People were very excited by it. And so we ended up doing 3 separate ones. We have a men's calendar, which also has young boys in it. And then we have a youth calendar, which is all young ladies under 18, and then the women's calendar, which is 18 and above. And every day is a little snippet of how you can cleanse out your wardrobe and kind of refresh it. And if you do all these little things throughout the year, then you'll have a brand new wardrobe by 2021.
Oh, I love that. Guys, as we're talking about the events going into 2021, what are some of your upcoming projects that you are looking forward to in the next year to come? Jackie?
Well, we're already working on Fashion Alliance. We usually held that in March as part of our spring launch for our spring issue. But because of the COVID, we decided that we would push it back and have it become part of our Ohio Fashion Week. So it is now going to be closer to September. But we're already in the works with that. We have to secure avant-garde designers and live performers. And so that'll be going on. And then, of course, we're already well into the production of Ohio Fashion Week for September. I'm sure you are as well. There's no doubt. I mean, we are long into it. It takes 12 months to produce a good show.
Jackie, when people ask me, is Fashion Week 12 months a year? I say, no, it's 13. Because,
That's true.
But it is true. And I'm going to tell you why.
I'm booking people at my show for next year.
That's right. We actually start planning for September 2021 in August of 2020.
Yes.
So you're looking at 13 months for the Fashion Week show. So yeah.
Absolutely. And we're only doing one show. I can't imagine, we've had a lot of interest in spreading out and doing workshops and things of that nature. And we may, include those. But right now I'm only doing one show. I can't imagine trying to do an entire, week's worth of event.
So if somebody was interested, Jackie, in, wanting to know more about participating, where could they go? Like what website could they go on to get more details?
You can go to Hood, Ohio, HAUTE, Ohio.com. It's going to have all of our information on all my projects, from the magazine, how to subscribe, to how to participate. We do take non-professional models. We take people who are just interested in trying it for the first time. We are 100% inclusive, so size, height, none of that is of concern to us, because we do believe in promoting the beauty from within as opposed to the beauty on the outside.
Beautiful.
Yes. So even if you've never tried it and you think, oh my gosh, I want to try that. Well, you can try it here. All the way up to highly experienced models and designers, the same, photographers, stylists. And the same would go for Ohio Fashion Week, which is also there, and all the products that we deal with would go through there as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And John, so, like I said, moving forward into the new year, what do you have planned? What are some of your upcoming projects you can divulge to us?
So I'm a bad guest. Like, you ask me questions, I say I can't talk about it. So one of the things that we started last year was the Pittsburgh Fashion Summit. And the good news was we did that in February. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do it in February this year. It'll be moved to the fall. But the Fashion Summit was great in that it was once again, bringing people together.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what kind of crowd we would have. And we wound up having 300 people. And we had panel discussions, we had workshops, we had all these different things to educate people about fashion. And it was great. And we're going to fit that in. We haven't set a date yet, but we know it'll be in the fall. And then, of course, Fashion Week itself. But one of the things I'm really, really excited about is the Pittsburgh Fashion Film Festival. That to me it's going to be the first year it's a standalone, and I'm really curious. Last year, as I said earlier, we had 45 submittals, and there's no guarantee that you'll get that many again, even though there's more time, because if people are back to work, they might not have the time to do a film like that, like they did last year. So it'll be interesting to see, but I'm excited about it. And those are our three big events that, the Fashion Film Festival will be for a week, and so will Fashion Week. So we'll have our hands full. The other thing that we're starting with the hope that we can do a digital this year is High School Day. And we're going to reach out to, we haven't done it yet, and it's getting late, but we're going to reach out to all the high schools in the Pittsburgh region. And we're just figuring this out now, of having a panel discussion, having workshops online, things that will hopefully ignite interest, or people who are already interested, show them what Pittsburgh has to offer. And we would like to get that done at some point during the school year, but we haven't really progressed as much as I would like to on that, but that's a goal, and we'll get it done. I'm just not sure when. I shouldn't say we'll get it done. We're going to try our hardest to get it done. And if it's not this year, it'll definitely be in 2022. With the pandemic, the hardest thing is spreading. We used to be able to spread everything out.
Yeah.
Now it's like you might have to cluster everything. And our biggest concern is don't do something if it's not done correctly. If you're not going to have a quality product, put it off. So we're still trying to put all these pieces together. But I think a high school day is extremely important, but we have to make sure that it is something that people not only find interesting, but holds their interest. Then I think we'd be ready to move forward on it. And it is getting late. So
we do actually, we include under normal circumstances, we include one of the high schools in our area. There, we actually do all the hair and makeup at the high school cosmetology class. So the seniors get to witness the professionals who come in, and they get to assist, and so they also get published for the first time. And so it's really a nice, it's a wonder. The school district is amazing for letting us come in and do that. And that was a regular occurrence for us before the pandemic. So we're looking forward to getting back into classes so that we can have the high schoolers be a part of what we do too. Yeah, it's really important to inspire the future.
That's great. That's great.
So let me ask you, John, if a person was interested, which I know they will be, in how to participate or be part of some of the things we spoke about, how could they get in touch with you?
Well, they can go to the website, which is pghfw.com, and all the information's on the website. Or, my email address, which is, I give it to everyone, is jvalentine. That's my first initial and my last name, at downtowncdc.org. And Downtown CDC stands for the Downtown Community Development Corporation, which I'm the executive director of. That is the corporation, by the way, the nonprofit that owns Pittsburgh Fashion Week.
Thank you guys so much.
It was my pleasure, seriously.
It was, and it was so nice to meet you, John.
It was my pleasure, Jackie. Very nice to meet you.
Good to see you again, Janice. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Good to see you guys again, and I'm glad you guys are doing well in this craziness. So you gotta stay tuned for more. And once again, guys, if you have any questions or want to talk to some of the interviewees that we had spoken to, please contact me at www.styleandglamrunway.com. And we will see you guys soon.